Welcome to the Douglas Adams London Illustrated Map and Guide unboxing. This has been coming for a very long time. I have been waiting literally years, and here it is. My publisher was nice enough to send me a single copy so that I could open it for you guys and show you everything that is inside. I watched a lot of unboxing videos in order to learn how to do this. They're weird. Who does this? I don't really get it, but hopefully this will be useful and interesting to all of you guys. I want to point a couple of things out about this package. I don't know if when you order the guide next week, the last week of February, it will be shipped in the same way, but these shipping packages are in fact climate neutral. You can't read that, but you can. Climate neutral, and there's a lot of really interesting language on here about how this is responsible delivery. It is CO2 neutral, but Herb Lester is definitely trying to do their best by the planet, and I figured that might be something interesting to point out as far as packaging was concerned. Because we really only have one shot at this. Once it's opened, and I can't reopen the envelope, unlike an unboxing video where you can kind of tape it closed. So this is a one-shot thing, and here we go. Most of the time these envelopes have a little pull tab, and this one is no different. However, the pull tab has in fact been stickered over. So I'm gonna try really hard to just pull the pull tab. But one of the things I did learn from watching unboxing videos is that it's really important to have your scissors handy nearby, so that you don't have to stop recording in order to actually get the thing open. So here we go. The moment of truth. Oh, that sounded good. That sounded like maybe it's just gonna open the flap and everything is just gonna slide out nice and easy. Oh, I'm feeling paper. Oh, it's beautifully wrapped in brown paper. Okay, we're done with that. Here it is. Brown paper tape. Not tearing anything. It's like having a million people watch you opening your birthday presents, which literally is not my favorite part of any birthday ever. And since tomorrow is actually my birthday, this is probably the ultimate best birthday gift that I could possibly have. There it is. Douglas Adams' London. This is what it looks like. Oh yeah, it smells like ink. It smells like fresh printed ink. Pretty amazing. So beautiful. The design, about the author. That's me. Look, it says right here. Yvette Keller is the Planet Earth Authority on Douglas Adams literary tourism. Learn more at 42places.com. Okay, so this is actually just the envelope. Every produced guide from Herb Lester comes in these lovely envelopes so that your maps don't get all wrecked as you're walking around London with them. You can just fold them up, you can put them in, and so they have a little bit of a protective cover, which has its own absolutely glorious, beautiful design. And then inside, there's a couple of wonderful things. First of all, there's the actual map and guide. I'm going to open this for you in a second, and you can see there's our whale and our petunias falling through the air. It also comes with a postcard so that when you are walking around London, doing your tour, going to all these places, you can write to all of your friends and tell them how amazing and cool and what a great time you had following your Douglas Adams London Herb Lester map and guide. So we call it a map and guide because there's two sides to it, and both sides are amazing. These have been beautifully illustrated and designed by Greyhood is the name of the company as opposed to the actual artist man person. It's so beautiful. I love the retro styling of everything. You can see the Thames winding through. You can see the key over here, which tells you all of the 42 places that we spent a lot of time picking. Oh, right. So 2 things. It's a map and a guide because it's literally a map. So you can take this to London with you and you can plug the addresses in and you can go to these places and check them off if you're a completionist like some of us who love Douglas Adams. The other side is, of course, the guide part. And this is just the best. This is just so amazing. The artist put in all these illustrations about each of the locations. Every single one of these little paragraphs, vignettes, talks about the 42 places that are listed, the addresses that you can go to and experience what it's like to walk in Douglas Adams' footsteps, to see the places that he lived and where he worked, to visit the BBC HQ where the original radio series was broadcast from. Some of the iconic things we've got. Marvin up here in the corner, the mice down here at the bottom. Beautiful illustrations that the artist has done to sort of bring some of these places and some of these characters in Douglas Adams's worlds to life while you are wandering to the actual real places in the real world with this beautiful, beautiful map. Ah! So, my favorite bits, I absolutely love this. This is the tea drinking Thor. There's so many things from The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul, which is one of the Dirk Gently novels. There's so many of those things that made it into the 42. Primrose Hill, Kate's Corner of the Park. And so we have a fabulous little illustration of Thor, the God of Thunder. I also truly, truly love this winged dog picture. One of the most magical aspects of walking in the places that Douglas Adams walked and where his characters went is finding things that are in the real world that you can absolutely only see if you go there. You can only verify that they exist. And this map will show you many of those places. Well, 42 of them, because that's how many are on the map. The perfect number, the ultimate answer number. And so you'll be able to go and you'll be able to see the winged dogs for yourself. Oh, it's so cool in person. I love it. Oh, man. Actually, one of my favorite things is that as you're walking around and you're going to these places and looking for these buildings, the illustrator has actually drawn all of these beautiful, detailed little illustrations of many of the buildings that you're going to be looking for as you walk around and go to these places. There's King's Cross Station. There's Lord's Cricket Ground. It's just full of these beautiful, detailed little drawings of buildings, which I just think is amazing and I just love. So another thing that's really interesting is that when we picked the 42 places, we did try to include a bunch of interesting different things. The places on the map are categorized into 3 different categories. There are places that are from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. The last 2 books, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish and Mostly Harmless, were set partly in London, and so some of those places are in there. The Dirk Gently series, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency and The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul, those were both set in London, so there's a bunch of those places in there. And then there's also biographical places, like I said, places where Douglas Adams lived, places where he worked, Maida Vale Studios, the place where the original Hitchhiker radio series was all cut and put together out in Maida Vale, that's in here. And so the key shows you whether or not the places that you're going are actually Hitchhiker's Jerk Gently, or biographical locations. So you can set your walks up by what kinds of things you want to see when you follow this map. Anyway, this map is made out of this really amazing, heavy, it's not quite cardstock, but it is a really lovely feeling, heavy, almost indestructible paper. And it's so very heavy that you could almost use it for thunder if you were doing some Foley work. I also wanted to point out, in addition to the fact that it's super sturdy, which it needs to be if you're wandering around London because it rains there a lot, it is printed with vegetable oil-based inks. All of the paper is sustainably sourced. So again, in keeping with the shipping coming to you, carbon neutral, and the packaging being all recycled, Herb Lester is really doing a lot to make sure that this product is as environmentally sound as it could possibly be. Every single one is printed in England, so they are all going to get here to the United States on a boat, a really big boat, in boxes, which is why next week, if you do pre-order at the herblester.com website, you will be getting the map and guide early, shipped from England. If you wait, or if you already pre-ordered on Amazon, you'll notice that the release date isn't until April 15th. That's because most of them are on a boat, making their way across the ocean. They haven't gotten to the United States yet. So that's what the delay is on those, in case anybody was wondering. Babelfish! I love that. So when you're finished and you have read whatever it is that you're going to read, and you have looked at the map the way you're going to, the map gets folded up. It's actually really easy. You make sure that the whale is on top. Then you can just set it right back in its little envelope, possibly with the babelfish on top. Who knows? Fold it up. And again, it's really simple. A great size to just throw in your purse, carry around with you. It's protected, so nothing bad can happen to it. Very light, very compact. So there it is, the Douglas Adams London Map and Guide by Yvette Keller. That would be me. And with artwork by Dan Gneiding and published by Herb Lester and Associates. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, Douglas Adams fans. Thank you so much for watching my unboxing video and having a great time with me while I told you about my new Douglas Adams London Map and Guide from Herb Lester. I had an amazing time editing down and creating this for you, and I can't wait for you to get yours in the mail. Since you watched all the way to the very end, I wanted to offer you a fun incentive option. Inside of every Herb Lester Douglas Adams London Map and Guide is a postcard of a babelfish. And I wanted to offer that if you watched all the way to the end of this video, send me an email. Send it to Yvette@YvetteKeller.com and write me a little message telling me what you love about the Douglas Adams London Guide and why I should send you a postcard thanking you so much on my babelfish postcard. So again, thank you so much for watching to the very, very end. And if you want to get a postcard from me, shoot me an email and tell me how much you love the guide, or one thing you love about the guide, or anything else. And I will enter you into a little drawing to be the person who I send my babelfish postcard to. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you soon.